All right, good evening, everyone. We're going to start our meeting in about 7 or 8 minutes. We're waiting on our board secretary to come. She had to take care of some business at the WCC, or at the PSC, excuse me.
I got a lot of emails from her, and she keeps me on my toes.
Do you think the building would have it somewhere?
So your neighbor?
started. So I would like to welcome you all to the August 12th regularly scheduled board meeting. And I would like to call this meeting to order and ask that you help join us in a moment of silence. Thank you. And now would you please rise, join the pledge of allegiance. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. And now we'll have Director Cox read our mission statement.
The Waterloo Schools community commits to a comprehensive system of education and support to assure that each and every student will graduate prepared for college, career, and citizenship as evidenced by continuing education, pursuing a career path, and contributing to a community.
Thank you, Director Cox. The next item on our agenda is information from individuals and delegations. This is the opportunity where those who wish to address the school board may do so. Please keep your comments to 3 minutes or less. Ms. Arndorfer will hold up a yellow card when you have 30 seconds remaining and a red card when your time has expired. At this time, I will ask you to conclude your public remarks. Please also keep your comments respectful and constructive. We're all here with the goal of trying to help our students. Please also avoid criticizing the job performance of specific employees of the Waterloo School District. Personnel matters are confidential and must be handled through the proper channels and not in a public forum. Finally, we provide this as an opportunity for public comments, but it is generally not a back and forth discussion, especially items not on the agenda. At times, we'll try to help if we can with information before or after the meeting, but we have to proceed with our board meeting agenda items. With that, I invite anyone who wishes to address the board to please come forward and start by stating your name and home address.
Good evening. Jared, I know a few of you in the board and stuff. Rich Kurtbach. I live at 238 Normandy Street in Waterloo. I've been involved with Waterloo Schools for some time, one being a graduate of East High School in 1979. Both my kids are graduates of East High. I was asked to serve on the original CTE Development Board back in 2012, and I've been an advisor for the CTE ever since. What I heard back, feedback from the voters in the failed bond vote back in 2012 was the schools district was just throwing money at whatever it needed at certain times, missing the long-term plan. That's why I was so excited to hear the plan about placing one high school here at this facility. I have had the distinct privilege to work with Jack Fitzgerald, Marty Metcalf, and now with Zach Kelly on quality construction issues, and I've seen and witnessed the abuse that we've had using the lowest bid requirements this district has faced. In a perfect world, the best practice would be design build, but the Iowa legislature has banned that from public entities using that process. The next best is construction manager at risk. Not having as much savings for the taxpayer than design build, but it puts more burden on the construction manager to hold down change orders from poor designs on the prints that the architects send to our contractors. You see, the general contractor makes a bunch more money from all the change orders, then pushes up the cost to larger construction projects like the one we're talking about even tonight for the new high school. It is a cash cow for them and a taxpayer's expense. 3 weeks ago, I learned that we're now looking at neither the construction manager or the post-bid language that there is there to protect the school district. I've tried with educating with several board members and on the facilities committee, heard about the benefits of both post-qualification contractors so the district can have a final word who's doing the work on the projects. It's another safeguard for the taxpayers. This is too much money for this one high school and this one project to leave up to a general contractor to oversee it without much better protections for the taxpayer and for the district. Not utilizing the construction manager or the post-qualification ordinance is leaving the door wide open to abuse that we've seen in the past and heard about from the failed bond vote back in 2012. I am, for one, not in favor of moving forward with this project without some better protections in place for our taxpayers, for our district, our kids and grandkids who will be attending the school one day. Look, I understand the excitement about wanting to get this project going. I really do. I had that same excitement. But being involved with the CTE, what are we teaching our kids? When you have a general bid, it's the lowest bid. A lot of these contractors, which we've seen right here in this same building, we're using subcontractors, we're using undocumented workers to work on the weekends and put up sheetrock. These are the things we need to have protections on. I like the idea. I support the idea of the high school, but right now, without protections, I'm against. If I had a red flag, I'd be waving as hard as I could.
Can you conclude your comments, Mr. Kern?
I am. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good afternoon. Todd Oberdahl, 124 Amity Drive. The previous gentleman spoke of protections. We have protections in state code. Section 296.2 says that a school project that indebts the school district in excess of 1.25% of assessed taxable value must be accompanied by a petition submitted by the people wanting the bonds. That didn't happen. 1.25% of $3.89 billion is $48.6 million. This $165 million school project exceeds that. Section 298.8 says that and under no circumstance should debt maintenance in a given year be more than $4.05 per $1,000 of taxable value. That is $15.75 million a year. A 20-year note at 5% puts the first year of debt service on this high school at $16.5 million. That exceeds the $15.75 million figure. Section 298.18, the school board must certify an amount to exceed $2.70 per $1,000. And that petition must be accompanied with the referendum. That amount is $10.5 million debt service in a given year. Again, we are over that amount. Section 296.1 says 5% of the total property value is the total amount for total indebtedness for the school board. That amount is just shy of $195 million, with $165 million in bonds going out. That's leaving us $30 million left over. I think we've got a little more than that in outstanding bonds. These are 4 sections of code that this school board is in violation of. The school board was responsible for putting a petition to put it on the ballot, to put this measure on the ballot. The people that have submitted petitions to oppose this was work that was unnecessary to them. The fig leaf that the school board has gone on this past year has been saying, well, if we're not raising taxes, we don't have to put it on the ballot. And they've cited in literature, y'all have cited in your literature, and you've cited in emails, a section 423.E5. I ask each and every one of you to get on your computers and look Iowa Code 423E, that chapter. It has been repealed. Dated December of 2023, which means it was repealed on July 1st.
name is Matt Johnson, 3244 Crane Creek Road. I want to thank all of you for your service to the students and families in our school district. I know you work very hard to do what is in the best interest of our students, so I thank you for that. I'm here to share about release time, religious instruction, and my desire for the district to adopt a policy that would allow parents to permit their children to attend off-campus religious instruction once a week during the school day. In 1952, the Supreme Court ruled on a case called Zorak versus Clausen. Their ruling determined that the practice of release time religious instruction was constitutional and therefore legal in all 50 states. In order to be legal, release time programs must abide by 3 guidelines. They have to be privately funded, the program must not take place on school grounds, and participation in the program must be voluntary. So Iowa state law allows for students to be excused from school for the purpose of receiving religious instruction for 1 hour per week at the written request of their parents. Release time programs in Iowa would need to obtain permission from the local school district in order for students to participate in a program. So I'm among a group of community members who desire to start a local LifeWise Academy here in Waterloo. LifeWise is a nationwide nonprofit Christian ministry that operates release time programs that serve about 329 public schools across 13 states with over 36,000 students attending classes. Iowa currently has 2 districts with LifeWise programs, with more on the way. Appleton-Parkersburg has recently given approval, just as an example. There are community efforts underway in many of the surrounding districts here in the Cedar Valley. LifeWise programs are community-driven and provide a unique way for the faith community to come alongside teachers and administrators to rally around students, to invest in their lives and in the development of their character. The LifeWise lessons take students through the Bible and teach a lesson. Each lesson highlights important character traits like courage, respect, and responsibility. LifeWise is experienced in all aspects of keeping a professional and safe environment for students and holds high standards of excellence for program teachers and volunteers. All of this is at no cost to the district. The LifeWise Steering Committee and I would love the opportunity to return and have a dialogue about what this could look like here in Waterloo. We are seeking approval to give students the opportunity to participate in the LifeWise program here in Waterloo. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Johnson.
Hello, I'm Sarah Bazinski, and I'm at 4735 Luxley Drive here in Waterloo. I'm also here to speak in favor of allowing LifeWise Academy to start a release time religious instruction program for Waterloo public school students. When we turn on the news or scroll through social media, it's hard to ignore the fact that we are inundated by bad news and negativity. We experience a world that many would agree just isn't the way it should be. We can all feel it. School shootings, suicides, drug and alcohol abuse, bullying, divorce, racism, poverty, politics. Some of us only experience it through media, and some of us experience these things as daily reality. Our students have a lot coming at them. At a time when we are seeing all-time highs among youth depression, anxiety, and suicide, we feel now is the time to increase options for positive character-building instruction in order to counter negative influences and inspire hope that leads to better life choices. The Bible has a different message than what we hear on the news. It teaches us about humanity and the heart of God. We learn that He greatly values each human life and that we have purpose. He made a way out of the mess that we've created. We are called to live differently, to love our neighbor as ourselves, and not just the people we like, but even those who may not treat us well. What would our world look like if more people followed the words of Jesus? I am thankful that programs like LifeWise are available to share the responsibility of training and educating the youth in our community. What an opportunity we have before us to embrace an effort to combat the negative influences in our world to bring hope. I recognize that not everyone shares my faith or view of the world.
upper tiers, which are paid editions, a team from both tech services as well as the teaching and learning department looked at that additional functionality and decided it was time, it was well worth the investment to consider actually looking at that upgrade to the Plus edition. So that's what's before you this evening. There's a number of enhancements that we'll receive on both the instructional side as well as the security side. So I think both us and the tech department obviously are concerned on the security side, and our friends on the teaching and learning side were impressed with the additional enhancements on the instructional side. So I did itemize a few of those in the board packet. I won't rattle all of those off for you tonight, but I kind of included the highlights of what we looked at when we made that decision. So again, the proposal before you is for a 3-year agreement. It'll be paid yearly, but it is a 3-year agreement.
And I had one person that is supporting the Google Classroom, avoiding the sync with Infinite Campus, so I'm glad to see that's on there.
Yeah, that's a huge deal to our secondary teachers. And I will say that that's something that Google formerly had in the free edition and they moved to the paid edition. That was one of the driving factors that caused us to look at this. And then honestly, a lot of the other functionality was impressive as well. So that's not the sole reason why it's before you, but I will say that if we didn't move forward, we would have a lot of not too happy secondary teachers who do rely on that.
And then the originality reports. So is that the only resource that our staff are allowed to use for that, or is this going to be solely what they're asked to use?
Yeah, so
I'm assuming there are some resources outside of our...
There's actually an existing resource that our staff has access to as well, which is called Turn It In, that they can use for originality reports. I think our goal this year with having both of those pieces of functionality, both of those tools will be to get some teacher feedback and to see whether we need to look at continuing both of those subscriptions in the future, or whether that's something we can potentially condense down into just what Google provides that would be part of this subscription.
For instance, I think what the reason for, I think I've seen cases where it flagged when it wasn't, it flagged as a plagiarized, but it was not.
So I will say that I think there's a couple of different players in the market that have been very much playing catch up with the advent and explosion of large language models and artificial intelligence. So I think you're seeing both a number of product offerings continuing to improve, but it's been definitely a race to catch up. So I think that's an important point that we try to make to teachers as well, that it's just a tool, right? Really the number one thing is them knowing their students and knowing their students' voice. And then this is also a tool that can help them identify work, but it shouldn't be the sole factor that's relied on.
Okay. Nice.
Any more questions? Okay. Thanks, man.
Okay, thanks a lot.
We appreciate you. So all those in favor of approving the superintendent's recommendation, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Chair votes aye. Motion carried. The next item on our agenda has been amended from the original, and I'll read the amended version. Oh, in addition?
Yes, that's in addition to this. In addition to. There are it's 2 separate ones.
Oh,
So this is right here. So this is right here. This is not written down.
okay, so we have an addition to item number 9. So the first part is an engagement letter for bond underwriter. The superintendent's recommendation is that the Board of Education approve the engagement letter with D.A. Davidson to serve as underwriters for the 2024 school infrastructure sales and services tax revenue refunding bonds.
So moved.
Can you get a second? And Jeff can give us a little bit more information on this.
Yeah, so the next two board agenda items kind of go hand in hand. Tonight, we're looking at D.A. Davidson, who we've used in the past as our underwriter whenever we've sold bonds. The board approved at the July 29th board meeting the one high school project, so the next step in that process is to start considering the selling of bonds to fund the project. D.A. Davidson would work as our underwriter, and in layman terms, that means they're going to be the ones who contact potential investors for the purchasing of the bonds that we're trying to sell, and they also negotiate the pricing for the bonds with the investors. We also have Tim Oswald from Piper Sandler, who's actually acting as our fiduciary agent on the project to assist with the process and also ensure that we're getting the best pricing available.
Can you explain the separation between the amended or the addition?
Yeah, the addition just came in. It was my fault, actually. A lot of stuff going on the last couple of weeks, but this came in, and I forgot to get it to Pam on time, so it was not in the original board document, but it's just something we need to get approved tonight to keep the process moving forward.
And an engagement letter is just that. We're not actually doing anything yet. We're just working on selecting.
We're engaging this company to be our underwriters in the event that we do sell bonds.
In the event that, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is this a process that is it like a bid process for the underwriter?
Yeah, so what will happen in August, we will actually work with Piper and D.A. Davidson. Will issue out a proposal that we're looking at selling about $14.5 million worth of bonds. It goes out to market, and then D.A. Davidson is the one that works with different investors that are potentially interested in bidding on buying those bonds.
Are there any more questions?
No.
So, be two separate.
It's two separate ones. Okay.
All right. Seeing no more questions? All those in favor of approving the superintendent's recommendation, state aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Chair votes aye, motion carried. Next item. This is, oh, I thought they were separate.
Yeah, they are separate, but this is still, this is, yes, they're separate.
It's a separate vote.
That's a separate one.
Okay, so I don't need to read this.
You will need to read this as a recommendation.
Yes.
Okay.
All right. So the second part of this is the superintendent's recommendation that the Board of Education approve the resolution fixing the date of sale of approximately $14,540,000 school infrastructure sales, services, and use tax revenue bonds, Series 2024, and approve the official statement.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, we have Jeff. Can you explain this part?
Yeah, like I said, the last two things kind of go hand in hand, but this is actually the board approving the sale of bonds. We're looking at selling $14.5 million series bonds here in 2024. Right now, we're working with Piper. We're looking at taking those to market near the end of August, with the bonds actually being sold in late September. This will ensure that we have money in hand to repay the general fund for the money that's been borrowed so far, to pay for the initial costs for the program, and also make sure we have money on hand until the next phase. Most construction projects this year were kind of bell curve shape. We're only selling $14.5 million now. We're anticipating also in the spring of 2025, 2026, and 2027 coming back to the board to get approvals for continuing to sell bonds as the project progresses to fund the whole project.
Thank you for clarifying that. That's what I was looking for.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you. I knew you were gonna get it. Are there any questions for Jeff?
Point of information, Mr. Chair.
No, sir. Any more questions for Jeff?
No more questions for Jeff.
All those in favor of the superintendent's recommendations? Sir. No, sir, no.
Were there now petitions submitted to have a vote? You are now authorizing the sale of bonds for something that the public has asked to be placed on the ballot.
If you heard,
not E.
I got
Get a lawyer.
Is this?
if you heard the explanation he gave, it's something completely different. So I want to trace you further. Could you have a seat, sir? Can you have a seat? All those in favor of approving the
This is
superintendent's
for the high school
recommendations, say
construction
aye.
project.
Aye.
Authorizing bonds.
Any
to be
opposed?
sold.
Nay, no opposed.
Chair votes aye, motion carried. Thank you.
Thank you.
The next item on our agenda is board policy changes. First reading. The following policies have been reviewed by the district leadership team and the policy review committee and are being presented for first reading. And we have our own Ms. Arndorfer here. If there is anybody that has any questions, this is the first reading, so these will come before us again.
So as I've told you the last couple times we've had board meetings, we did receive our audit back from IASB. So you're going to be seeing quite a few policies coming before the board, quite a few lengthy policy review committee meetings coming up. We do have quite a lot that we need to bring back, and a lot of it is just reviewing and making sure that we're consistent with what IASB and what the current legislation is telling us. So that's basically what these are. These are revisions based on legal changes recently, and then also just making sure that we're up to date with all of our policies. We're getting them in line with what IASB's recommendation is. And for those who don't know, IASB is the Iowa Association of School Boards. They hire an attorney that does this policy work for them, and in turn pass that on to the school districts to guide their policy decisions as well. So this is first reading. It was reviewed at the August 1st policy review meeting. If anybody has questions, I can certainly answer, do my best to answer, or come back and get the answers for you at another time.
You got something?
Sorry.
You good, Lyle?
No, I'm good, thanks.
Okay, all right. And this is for information only.
It was like we're adding computer science back in
What page are you looking at?
on page 55 in the PDF. Basic instructional program.
What policy number? 602.
60301.
60301.
Yeah.
Yes. It was now a requirement that that's offered, yes.
There's a number of college programs that are requiring that as
Yep.
you don't have it there, you have to take it.
60301, it is on page 89 of your board packet.
Which number is it?
603.01. Yes.
Is that starting in 24, 25, or 25, 26? 25, 26.
Yeah.
That will be offered in buildings that have grade level attached to it yet?
Hopefully it
too, yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Keep me updated. I'm kind
Yeah.
of curious about that one a little
Yep.
bit.
Yep.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Are there any more questions? Okay, and this is for information only, so it'll come before us again at the next board meeting. Thanks, Pam.
Yes.
And that ends our action items for the evening. And now on to the superintendent's report.
Yeah, just two quick updates. Did want to confirm with the group here that we did receive the signatures as discussed by a few of the individuals who approached the board. Just so everybody's aware, the next step is to verify the signatures. There's a lot of rules within the Secretary of State. There's a lot of Iowa code that says that all the signatures have to follow, have to have the full address, have to live within the Waterloo School District. So that's the next step, is to verify those signatures. We've got a phone call set up with our legal counsel tomorrow just to make sure that we're following all the rules there. So just wanted to kind of make sure the rest of the room knows kind of what the next step is. I think we said we would get that done in the next few days, by the end of the week. There's a lot of signatures. There's a lot of signatures there. So that's kind of the way that works, is for us to work with district legal counsel to make sure that all those signatures are verified. The second update is tomorrow morning. I know we've given you guys the invite. I think Crystal is going to come. Something really cool that we are going to, that actually Amy Hunselman and the Community Relations Department came up with was a new teacher breakfast with our partners in education. So that's tomorrow. I believe an invite has been sent to the board. I was shocked this morning. I heard there's 125 plus people who have RSVP'd. I think it's like 35 new teachers, like 50 to 60 at least partners in ed from different businesses, another 40 to 50 employees or district leadership and leaders. So it's going to be I thought it was here. It's actually at the Waterloo Center for the Arts. So let me make sure I've got the time. Make sure I got the time right. I think it's at 8. I'm going to double check right now. It's at 8 o'clock. It's a quick hour. We got a few different people saying a few words, but it's just a really cool thing. We're really trying, one of our goals this year is to really, with our partners in ed, to make it a little bit more thorough, I guess, job with them. You know, we do a good job of in introduction. We bring them to a school board meeting, hey, but then that follow through. Are we really engaging them to make sure they feel like a part of the Waterloo School? So tomorrow is one of the first big steps we're taking. So again, all of you are invited. Again, it's tomorrow at 8 o'clock at the Waterloo Center for the Arts. And I've been told there's going to be plenty of food. So definitely come and check that out. Lyle, I know you're gone unless you want to drive back up for breakfast. But we'd love to have you guys here. So just wanted to share that with you to know that's a big thing we've been working on. What's that?
I said he's down there eating deep fried butter.
Yeah, I think he's probably having plenty of food down
See the
there.
Iowa State Fair?
You're right. Thanks for that.
All right. So that's all the updates I have, guys.
All right, thank you, Dr. Smith. We'll start down here to my right, Director Cox. We might not hear early. Director Matt.
Thank you. Really quick, one of my guilty pleasures is being on TikTok. And I ran across this K-12 principal site, and she gives all sorts of information about, positive affirmations. She gives tips on attendance, like if her entire class, has good attendance for the rest of the week. She has all these different things on her page. And some of the things she had on Saturday was some positive affirmations for our teachers. So as we start on a new school district, I just wanted to read a couple of them. I am making a positive impact on the students' lives every day. I am capable, confident, and strong in my teaching abilities. I'm gonna read a couple more. I am prepared to handle any challenges that come my way. I create a safe and nurturing environment for my students. And And there's like 10 of them here, but I just want to say, as we embark on this new school year that is right around the corner, I hope that all of our teachers, our new teachers that we're going to meet tomorrow, and our returning teachers will just be rejuvenated to go back and have a great year with our students, and remember that you are making an impact each and every day that you talk to a child. So that's it.
Thank you. Thank you. That's awesome. Director Ewing.
I second everything Director Matlock said, perfectly said, nothing else to say. The end.
Thank you, Director Ewing. Director Knight, you're out there by yourself tonight.
Yeah, I'm holding up busy end. So I just want to just wish the staff and students a great start to the school year. And by the time we meet again, we'll already have classes rolling. And just hope everybody gets off on the right foot. The importance of getting a good start can't ever be understated enough. And seeing a lot of activities already. You're seeing teams practicing, bands performing, and there's a lot of activity right now. So there's a lot of kids already engaged, and just hope everybody has a great start and kick off a great 24-25.
Thank you, Director Knight. Director Schmidt.
Nothing additional, thank you.
But I was going to get a little time to, but you're going to buy me a little time this evening. Thank you. Just a couple of things. I'll address the petition extremely quick. Just thank you for those that thought it to either sign, whether you're for the proposal or you think that there's some questions that you still may have. The opportunity to allow the community, because we are a community school, to vote and to make their voices heard is one of the fundamental rights that we've been allowed in this country. I know that there's people that signed the petition that are for the project, quite a few of them. I know there are some people that signed the petition that have questions still. No matter what that looks like, we're still in the business of serving students. So as we move forward, and I've said this to Dr. Smith, I've said it to Pam, and I've expressed this to our board members many times, we still have a duty. And our duty starts with the students in our district. So I'm not going to take long and say one way or the other, but I believe allowing the community to vote on this is the best possible thing to get buy-in. So that's enough. As we prepare for our upcoming school year, we do have, I want to remind you all about the winning day. Will be on August 21st for those board members. Starts at 8:30 a.m. As Dr. Smith said, the new teachers breakfast, hopefully we can get a good showing there with some board members to welcome those new teachers into our district. The next board meeting we have will hopefully be back in the ESC building. And it will be on August 26th at 5 p.m. All offices will be closed on Labor Day, Monday, September 2nd. I'll just give you a brief rolling start date for our schools. So grades K, 1, 2, 6, and 9, start date will be Friday, August 23rd. Grades 3, 4, 7, 8, 10, 11, and 12, start date will be Monday, August 26th. And our pre-K students will start on Thursday, August 29th. That's all I have. Everything else, any board member wants to? So can I get a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Chair votes aye, motion carries.